So a business card size is 3.5 by 2.0. So if you draw a box, you can give it the size of 3.5 by 2. Alright, so this is basically the size of a business card. So we told you that the CorelDRAW is a vector-based design software. So the moment you have given this business card this size, 3.5 by 2, you are allowed to like increase it, right? So that you can see it, see the shape of what you are designing, right? So you can increase. So I have told you severally that when we are increasing an object like this, preferably you drag them by the edge, right? By the edge. So we don't drag them by this side. If you drag them by the edge, they are still the same. Now, what I did, you can see that when I reduce, the whole sides are reducing at the same time. So what the trick to that is you have to hold shift on your keyboard and you will have the mouse showing like this, and you can increase both sides at the same time. So another thing I would like to do is I will have to bring out all my icons outside here, so that anyone I prefer would be the one I would use for the business card design. Alright, so the business card comes in two ways, right? So we have the front cover and the back. Alright, so as we said in the beginning, that what's comprised of the business card is the name of the holder of the business, right? Then their position, then maybe a way of reaching out to them. So we have various ways of arranging a business card. So we'll try out like two major ways, right? So here we already have a brand pattern. So we can easily use this brand pattern as our border for the business card, or even the background for the back if we are not putting anything at the back. So power clip it inside, and this is the power clip. So you can choose to like make the border be downwards, or maybe by putting it at this side, right? Whichever one that you feel works for you, just depending on you, Dosha. I'm going to move it very down because the border doesn't need to be that much. So the next thing we want to do is to find what kind of style do we want to go with. So let's assume that, okay, I want to go with this, the one that I will just have my logo at the top. So I've seen various styles of business cards. I might choose to bring this downward, or let me use this instead. Let me go for like the generic. Oh, okay, let's use this one. underneath I will have my role and the company. Let's say founder. So possibly I might choose to just stop it here, right? Then the other informations I can put on the second background. The design wouldn't just stop here, so I might copy these lines of the pattern of the logo, or keep it inside of this also. Alright. This is basically like one style of this business card where we just have only the name and the logo at the front. You can duplicate. Then for here, going to have it have the background. Yeah, don't take like Chai. So what I'm going to do now is going to fix like information about this company. So the first thing here will be phone number. So this one will have to be in white. Then what else would they want to put here? TechForge at gmail.com, and we don't really need to put their social media here. Let's just add their website, www.techforge.com. Control Z to remove that. So where is TechForge located? Let's just put a random address. So say 4B. Apple Drive, Lagos. So now I have to like place icons that is going to represent all this. I don't want to use extra bold. Shout too much. 20. Let's look for icons. The first icon here will be like a phone icon, then mail icon, then web, and then location icon. So I feel we should design it ourselves. So for consistency's sake, I would tilt towards this kind of shape. This will be like the shape for the boxes that we are going to be using. Still think this is like too big a bit. So let's say we are designing this stuff ourselves. So let's get the phone icon. The phone icon is here. Control F11. Remember from our web things. FNF. So we have a phone icon already. So another thing we'll need is a mail icon. Then web. Do we really have web icons? You know? Please load. You don't really have that, so I think I'm going to have to draw it. So most times the web icon is being represented by a globe, right? So we can use a circle and achieve all that. I'll duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, use it. I guess this is how the word look like now. Let me check. So we needed it for reference, so I have to be sure. So we can choose to trace this one out. So I think I've taught you guys how to trace out when you download the picture. So instead of tracing out, I'm going to draw our own by ourselves. So I'll duplicate this, bring it down. So at the middle there should be like, I think one is going to be straight. can basically just turn this into an arc. Alright, then we can reduce this to here. And we have our icon. So I can hold everyone, they are airlines, so these stuff are airlines. So I have to convert them to outline objects so I can weld them. Right. So we have what we can use for our web. So if you want to for location where the company is located, so basically if you know how location icon look currently, so here's how I do it. So we might draw a polygon and reduce it to that is if you don't want to download, so it's better you draw yours by yourself. It makes learning, it's like a form of learning how to create simple icons. Alright. So I have first circle, second circle, and then a triangle. Right. I'm going to weld this one and this together, and use this to intersect this. So the problem now is that here we have filled, something that is filled inside, but these ones are made of outlines. So we have to make a decision on which kind of one we want to go with. So let me try out outline for everyone. So I'll convert to an outline also. So before we do this one, I have to remove this thunder rubbish here. So this is a text, right? So it's like a font. So we have to convert it to a curve using Ctrl Q. And I'll go to my curve tool and delete almost everything we have here, so that it will look normal. Looking like normal currently. So I'm deleting the notes. Alright, so now I have a normal mail account. So on group, I think I can break this cover part. I like to reduce every one of them. So meaning I have to give it spacing. So the airline we've been using is, I think it's 1.0. Wow. Alright. I'm going to convert it to an object. Then we can weld. Alright, so I have my icons here. So now I will use this phone call here, rotating it a bit. I think it's a bit too big. Let's reduce it. So the next one will be our mail address. Like I said, if you want, you can download these icons, but if you can design them, It's every day this woman used to find it difficult to join the class. There's a link in your WhatsApp, just click it and you join class, but she must find it difficult to join class. Alright, so we might just stop it here, but instead of that, I'm going to use this and trace out this box so that the background will just be the blue background, right? So you'll be seeing the blue background through the box. So whatever you want to go with. So you can choose to like even change the color of this. So maybe this or this, and see how it looks like. Alright. I think white is better for it instead of fixing another color instead. Then when you're done with that, we have to like keep our stuff aligned, right? So I have to align this logo at the bottom to this side. So I'm going to group it, Ctrl G, and make sure, I think there's something at the top here. Okay. I'm going to group them and make sure that they are at the center. Wow. Same for this also, and make sure it's at the center of this. The only thing missing from this is that letter T that we had in here. So for this one, we'll make it white instead. So let's say this background was black. And I think being black, then you can be able to see this thing properly. You can see the business card. This is one way of approaching a business card. So what really differentiates the business cards that you're going to make is just basically the kind of design you decide to go for. Alright? But it's the same information you will definitely see on every kind of business card, right? The phone number, the email address, their website address, and where they are located. So I'm thinking of like adding, okay, let's say maybe they want their social media handles to be on this. So what social media handle are we going to use? Let's just say Facebook, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. Alright, so let's create the Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn icon. I'm going to just duplicate this stuff. So creating of all these icons are kind of easy. They're basically super easy to make, except you don't want to make them. So the Facebook icon is literally a letter F, right? But if you check online, you realize there is a big difference. So I'm just going to use this font because I don't want to like create the actual logo. While the second one will have to be LinkedIn. I should create Instagram first. So LinkedIn is just, I think it's IN. Then finally, let's say they are on Instagram. So since we have been going for like secular stuff, field, we went for field in this part. But I might change it Let me see if I use airlines instead. Because I would like consistency in the brand. That's just. What would unify the brand together? Zero 0.75. So the Instagram logo, we already know that it's like this. Zero 0.18. So I'm going to have to just reduce it. Create a circle at the center. Then duplicate for the little dots at this side. So let's change the object to an outline. So weld them. We'll do the same thing for everyone. And simplify. Okay, so here we have for social media. So the social media would just be TechForge, at TechForge everywhere. So that was why I had to just put everything together. So that's what most times help unique brands, right? So when your name is unique, you can just basically use one name for all your social media accounts. Not a problem. Just stop working. Thinking of using it here instead. created our first business card style. This is one we would have gone for the business card, and it has all the information of how you can reach them. So we say the business card is a fundamental networking tool, right? So it can be created this way. Another style we could have gone for, I'll just create one more. Now this time around we'll take let's say we take this down here. Now we will not be using this kind of logo instead. So we might just take only the icon this time. Alright, and put this guy's name here. So now take this information, bring it here. Alright, so the icons, we have to now copy this color here. For here, so these are two different styles. You can keep exploring more styles, right? So we can create some borders instead of using this normal border that we have here. We can just use boxes and create borders, right? Give them two different colors. But that wouldn't really be nice because the brand already has a brand pattern. So it will be better and safer for us to just stick to that, all right? So this is how business cards look like. So we said business cards are fictional or maybe fundamental networking tool. So we applied principles of balance and color type, which is the same color the brand stands for. We didn't bring in any other color. So you realize that even the social media icons that we had to use had to be like changed to the brand colors, right? So that there wouldn't be any disturbance, right? Where the logo is not looking like how the logo is supposed to look like. And I think I have to make this background a bit darker. So here we have it. So now let's now say we want to design a letter heading for this same brand. So the size of a letter heading most times are in A4 or letter. So I'm going to create a new page and get the size for this letter heading. So I'll be using A4 instead, so I'll just keep it in inches. So now I have this page A4. So I want to just click double tap on my box twice, so that I will just have the size of the page, and I'll cut it out, Ctrl X. Come back here and paste it. Yeah. Alright. So now we want to create the letter heading. So which one are we going to use? So I'm going to use this same one. But I want to attach the what do they call it? The brand tagline this time. So I think for the business card, I'll just use the first one we created. So the letterhead carries basically the same information as the business card, but this time there wouldn't be anybody's name on it. So we are going to take that pattern paste it inside here also. I think the border is going up too much, so I might just take it down a bit. So with this, I will just copy this stuff we have here. this stuff is going up, so I can just break them apart, ungroup the objects, taking too much space from the design. So here we have the business card and the letter heading. So I can just move this one. So here is our letter heading. So we might not really need to add the social media account, or if you want to, or if the client asks, you can find somewhere maybe at the top. Yeah. I'll group this. I'll group it with this one and make sure it's at the center of the design. And fitted it like this. So wherever this design is seen, you know, okay, this is the brand that it belongs to. Alright. So another thing we can create for this brand is also an ID card. Alright, so we can create an ID card for this same brand. So these things, we call them the brand materials. So I have to like give this background color so that you'll be able to see everything we have done. So this is like a presentation, right? So but if you want to like print it out, this business card wouldn't be standing on top of the letter heading. Alright. So now let's create the ID card. So if you have already created a business card, it is very easy to create an ID card because two of them are like basically the same size, right? Only that the ID card might be in horizontal form, so you can just rotate 90 degrees instead, 90 degrees instead. Then make this one 0, right? So there are various ways I can approach this design. I can have my logo at the top here, right? Then we can go for the regular style, which is having a box that is going to like have the picture of whoever you're employing. one more thing I might put at this top is, so the job becomes easy if you already have everything you need. Right, so we have every single thing we need here. So here we have the front, right? And another thing will be the back view, right? So at the back we don't have like pictures and stuff. So in some ID cards we have where we say this ID card blah 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 represents this and that. Now for some advanced, let's say TechForge is an advanced company, right? So they should have like, let's say maybe a barcode, right? So let me show you what a QR code. QR code to show that it is originally from them. So when designing for clients, you don't just go online and search for QR codes like this one. So they pay to get a QR code, right? So you can create a QR code online. So there are websites where they can register and generate a QR code that's going to like show that okay, this person is really from us, because people can just go and download QR codes and put and might not have access to, like, it might be that maybe like, let's say for your WhatsApp, now to connect your WhatsApp to your PC, you have to like scan the QR code to get access to it, right? So the QR codes might have like information. So since we don't have that, so what I'll do is that I'm going to, let me see if I can copy this. Let's save the image instead. It's an SVG document. So there's QR code and there's still what they call it, barcode. So I think the latest Corel Draw 2024 can generate a QR code. But here in this 2018, I think the one we have here, look at insert barcode, insert QR code, validation code. So if you're using a barcode, you can use a barcode, but most ID cards use QR codes. So you can generate here also. So now we have this. So I can't just place this QR code here like this. I'm going to have to trace it. Remember, I will trace stuff. So I'm tracing it because it has a white background. So I downloaded this one. So remember what I said. When creating a QR code, they have to like generate it through the tools they use for generating the QR code. So I'm going to trace this out and remove the background and say OK. So let me see the background. Alright. So there's a white background at the back. So I have to delete all these white backgrounds. So delete all these stuffs. So now I have this, so I'll just weld it and I'll copy that their style that they have a double fill. So I'll fill it with this color. Right. So another thing I'll be using here is this information, because it also have to be there also. Okay, duplicate it, bring it in here. Alright, so on group, so you can see that the arrangement for here, the reason we could use left side arrangement because everything here was arranged left, but for the ID card we are using like a centralized arrangement. So I would have to like group these ones together. Before I group them, let me copy this, our color that we've been using for icons. So I'll now group this Ctrl G, Ctrl G, Ctrl G, and Ctrl G. This will be center. Then center it with this. Alright. So I can still reduce this one a bit. So we can just name it security barcode. Sorry, how am I calling this name? Barcode, QR code. You can name it security QR code, or let's say before you enter the office, either they have a door that is going to allow you in before you get in, or people can also scan the QR code and get information about you or about the company. So let's say you get at the door and you want to get into the company to have an access. The security man would have to like check if your stuff is like valid. Now we need a picture to put in here. Then you get to free pick. So I'll say official portrait picture. I want to download this picture without background. So there's a tool here that can remove the background of the picture in free pick. There will be no need of us tracing out the picture. Alright, so we can just download as PNG. In case you want to download pictures for free pick, you can remove backgrounds even before you even download it. Alright. So now we'll have to now power clip this guy's picture inside of this box. Alright. So there's something I want to try out. So I can decide to like keep this picture this way, inside of the box. So I can decide to do it this way, or I can also make his picture a bit bigger. And so I want to like just a little bit creative with this. So I'm copying it and bringing it out, Ctrl V, making it to the center. So I can, like this, move this upwards. Like this. This is an ID card. So the difference between an ID card and the business card is basically just where we have to put the picture, right? So the business card doesn't have pictures, right? Picture of the holder of the card. The ID card, that is what differentiates it from it, right? So that's basically the like difference. Now you can, instead of this scan QR code, you can go for another style. Instead of placing the guy in the box, and this one also depends on the kind of company you're working for. It's not every company that will accept this style that I want to. So that's for power clip this one inside of the box this time. So you can arrange it this way also, whereby the person's picture fills up the whole page. So it's like a modern style of designing business cards whereby you know how to really box the person into a box. Alright, but I don't know which one we're going to stick with. So basically you can see that we are applying all our principles, right, which is alignment, balance. So you see all the logo and the ID card is centralized, right? So make sure that it is basically centralized. So let's open a new page. Let me try even arranging this stuff here. So this will just be like a mock-up. So this is first page. So I would like to create something like a mock-up presentation at the second page. I don't really download any item to do that. So I need just 2 pages to fix this stuff in. So our first mock-up would be, so basically this is like the first mock-up we already have. So most times you don't even need to download other people's idea. You can just come up with something special. Alright. So here we have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this stuff. So I'll group it, then duplicate, and duplicate. So now I'm going to bold, bring this down, Ctrl G, then duplicate again. But this time around I'll move it to this side. Then duplicate again and duplicate. I guess I'm done with that. So I'm grouping everything here, Ctrl G, and I'm cutting it. So I'm going to power clip it inside of this space. So edit power clip, I'm deleting this box and pasting them inside. let's see how that will look like. This is like a simple mockup you can create for the ID card. Then you can do the same thing for this one also. Let's view how many what we've done. Page super view. So you see a simple mockup for both this and this. So with like this, you can see that every material that they are using, that this particular brand is using, is still following the brand pattern, the brand colors. So whatever we are going to design for them will definitely look like this, right? Whereby the colors that are allowed are the colors from their brand colors, right? Stuff like this. So we'll make mockups tomorrow. I'll just create like simple tech posters to introduce them. Should I watch X? Look at this. So let's say I want to now make simple posters for this. I'm going to use this picture of this lady where we so I'll give this an equal size 5 by 5. So what we'll do now is I'll go to my chat, to my AI here. We'll ask it to like generate simple copies for TechForge. So they have empowering innovation, TechForge, where technology meets. So I'll take this picture of this lady first of all, because we already have a picture and a style guideline. So the banner will be having like the same kind of style. Picture clip. So I will extract it out of it. So let's take our first copy. Empowering innovation, TechForge, where technology meets. I prefer this Forge ahead because it's using the name. So you can just design a simple poster. make this one to become semi bold. So it's a very simple poster. It doesn't need to be that complex. So most times these companies they might have like, let's say, and maybe they are in Apple stores, so people might want to download them. So let's find like an Apple store. So you see download Android and Apple Store icon. So this is what I'm talking about, something like this. Get it on Google Play and download on Apple Store. So I'll download this one. So let me copy the image. So I wouldn't design this one, I'll just trace it. Let's use high quality image, keep original size. Say okay. So you have to draw, like whenever you trace off, like draw a black box and put it at the back so that you see if the stuff really traced out. So I'm going to ungroup this object, delete this white. So now I can weld this. If you look closely, you realize that this stuff weren't traced properly. So we might have to like just type the text ourselves again. So it's just get it on Google Play. Alright, so I'll break them apart, Ctrl K. So let's duplicate this one also. So all I will just take is the apple. So this one will be download on the App Store. So I'll simplify this stuff also. What's in the actual? So we have to make it white also. So meaning it will have to align with what we have here. Right. So from our copy, let me see what idea I can get from the copy here. This one is uh, TechForge, your partner in innovation. So let's find a picture that we can talk about partner innovation. Shaking of hands, I'm looking for something like this. So I'll download this one just like this. So I'll open this other flyer and edit, copy this blue stuff. Like I told you, you have to be consistent. I'll just tilt this stuff towards being a bit blue. So you see that the image wasn't that, it was being kind of yellow, so I went to bitmap image adjustment, and I can increase the temperature, tilt it here a bit. Okay. You can notice the changes in the color of the text we are using. Sorry, hold on. Let me get that copy. This color is not yet coloring the way I want it to. So can add one final stuff in here. So let's say tech company. Is this premium? That was a free image. Oh, it's premium. side is going to go inside. So by tomorrow, I think I'll apply all this stuff on maybe some mockups, maybe some billboards, so that you can see how they look like. Which charger? What if I need to use mine? Is it the same charger? Not thank you. I'll be collecting it later. Yeah. So I'll take this last one. I think I like this Spark build drive and stuff like that. So I'll make this one very, very big. It's not the same. You know, it's God not good. So this one would have to be like semi, let's say regular. Then you can finally add just these two at bottom. Remember about hierarchy and where we said elements that are placed together are perceived to be related. So you can see that the social media icons and the icon for download of their app separately. So yeah, these are like simple flyers they can use on their social media accounts, right? So depending, this one on that can be used as a banner, let's say Facebook page banner or a LinkedIn page banner. So you see that because we have a color guide and we have like a font guide and the kind of logo guide, so we are not confused on what we are supposed to do, right? We can easily say, okay, this is what we want to do and this is what we don't want to do. So simple as that. We don't have to like stress ourselves much on the design, even with just as little as the what do they call it, with the brand pattern alone self, we can create something else here. So 8.748. So I'll use the brand pattern and create something else. So see what I said. If you say you want to like niche to brand identity designing, so it doesn't mean that you are just designing a logo alone. You're not just designing a logo. You have to like create complete brand materials for that brand. So this will help your client appreciate what you are doing for them better. Let me get that brand pattern. So by tomorrow we'll now start working on maybe applying this branding on a shirt, on a cap, and let's say bags, maybe on a cup. So we'll see more styles and what this brand can be turned into in reality. This is the purpose of creating a brand style guide, to help the client appreciate the brand even when they have not started using it in real sense. Let's say it's still on their computer. So I think we'll just stop here. We'll stop here. So I'll export this stuff that we did, everything that we designed here today. I'll export them later on, send them to your WhatsApp group. So we were able to create an ID card, a business card, and a letterheading from the brand TechForge using the brand style guide, which is the brand pattern, their font type, their color type, right? So all this together comes together to unify that brand. So wherever you see their letterheading, you definitely see something that will make you remember, okay, is this brand that owns this, right? Either you're seeing their pattern, or you're seeing their logo, or you're seeing the colors, right? So whether it's being, so from what we have created here now, we show this client that red, there's no day these people will be designing, you'll be seeing red on it, right? It might be that the person, the image of the person you're using in the design might have like a touch of red, right, or anything on it. But when you are selecting, you might have to like maybe edit it in Photoshop, change some colors, right? So there are some colors that you might say, okay, that might still work with it. But the major colors, because we have what we call the 60, 30, and 10 rule, right? Whereby 60% of this design will take one color, will take one particular, will take 60%, another will take 30%, another will take 10%. All right. So you can see the flow from the business card to how our mockups, how we laid them, and then finally you can see them here, even on these flyers, how they are looking, right? So it's amazing. So when the client sees this, they are like seeing their brand come to life. So you see that we didn't even need to ask the client of ideas. So we have AI. So though I tell you that the AIs are here to like help us, right? So I just need to like ask AI to come up with like copies, wonderful copies that can help this brand. So from TechForge, it says Spark, Build, Thrive. Then we have TechForge, fueling your tech journey. All right. This tech journey. Let me see. Is it the? Okay, that's not the tagline. Bro, can you zoom? I hope this stuff I've not had. Forging innovation solutions for digital solutions, for digital future. All right. Then when you are selecting the images, also, like I told you, the brand system does not only work with just the colors and what the images you are using also have to also carry the brand colors, have to speak about the identity of that brand. So you can see for transforming ideas, we have to like find a picture that depicts transforming ideas, right? Even no matter how, so most of these designs that you're making, why people feel that design is so hard is because they have not really understand that if you just follow these basic principles of designs, you'll be able to create designs in less than how many minutes, right? So if you understand balance, okay, the design needs to be arranged, right? The text, I need to follow hierarchy, whereby the most important aspect of the text is way bigger than the others, so that it will draw the attention of the client to or of the viewer to what you want them to see before even seeing any other thing. All right. So when you understand these aspects, you realize that okay, also negative spacing, giving enough space in the design for people to see what is going on. I just realized a little bit of mistake here also. You can see that the spacing between here and here is smaller than the spacing at the bottom here. So an easy way to solve that issue, we can just group everything we have here, Ctrl G, and hold it with the page and say E and C, and we'll have an equal page space around the design. Let me ungroup this also. So when you're done with your design, nobody will beat you. You can check it all over again. Check, reduce the one you feel should be reduced a bit. So just check out for stuff that you feel that, okay, I think this stuff is not balanced well, until you are satisfied. Then you can say, okay, I am done. So like I said, tomorrow we'll be exploring how I create my own mockups, right? So but we'll be using a bit of Photoshop to like edit these pictures, because I download pictures and convert them, pictures that I want to use, and convert them and be able to create my own mockups. So we'll see you tomorrow in class.